Hi, and welcome to Easy to Love Yoga with Shanna. I'm so glad you joined me for this practice today. So today we are just using a chair placed on a yoga mat. No yoga strap or blocks are required for practice today. So let's come seated forward on our glutes, just on the edge of the chair, hamstrings off the chair, knees are bent 90 degrees and feet are nice and flat on the floor. Taking a moment now to focus on our posture, sitting nice and tall, allowing the crown of the head to rise towards the ceiling, rolling your shoulders to the back of the room, releasing any tension you might be holding in your shoulders today. And now changing direction, rolling to the front of the room. And when you're ready, place your hands wherever they land comfortably on your lap. Beautiful. Now let's sit nice and tall once again, closing our eyes and bringing our awareness to our breath. As we inhale, notice your chest rises and then the belly rises. And as we exhale, the belly falls and then the chest falls. Let's notice for the next 5 rounds of breath. Bring your awareness now to the crown of your head. So we'll begin a scan of our bodies from the crown of our head down to our toes. Just notice the sensations in your body today and how you're feeling. Notice any little aches or pains or any areas you need to be mindful of as we move through this practice together. Please remember, if a pose doesn't feel right for you, you can modify or you can simply wait for us to move on. Always stay safe in practice. Completing our scan and bringing our awareness again to our breath so we can begin our 4 square breathing practice. Starting with an inhale through the nose of 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the emptiness. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale, relax the shoulders. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Returning now to your regular breath, keeping the shoulders relaxed and the eyes closed. Let's lower the right ear towards the right shoulder, gently stretching out the left side of the neck. One more breath. Return to center, and this time left ear towards left shoulder, stretching out the right side. One more breath. Return to center, lifting the chin as if you were looking up at the ceiling, keeping the shoulders relaxed here, stretching the front of the neck. One more breath. Return to center, and this time drop the chin in towards the chest, stretching the back of the neck. One more breath. Returning the head to a starting position and gently open your eyes. Let's begin by rolling out the wrists. Keeping the wrists healthy is so important. We spend so much time on our phones and computers. Let's roll the other way. Beautiful. One more roll. And we're going to make a stop sign with one hand. We're going to bring gentle pressure to the fingers until we feel the sensation of the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. Let's hold here for 5 breaths. One more breath here. And let's gently lower those fingers, and once again, gentle pressure, this time feeling the stretch along the top of the wrist. These are the extensors and flexors of the wrist that we're working with this stop sign stretch. One more breath. And let's change hands, once again, starting with that stop sign, gentle pressure to the fingers until you feel the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. So if you have any sort of repetitive job, this is a really great stretch to do throughout the day periodically. Anytime you feel that the muscles in the forearms, the wrist, or the hands are starting to get tired, or maybe have been used a little bit too much without a break. Let's lower those fingers once again, gentle pressure, feeling the stretch now along the top of the wrist. One more breath. And let's just roll it out in one direction, rolling the other direction. And let's just release our hands to the sides. Now we're going to inhale and shrug the shoulders to the ears. And then we're going to exhale, release down. Inhale and shrug. Exhale, release. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release. And last one. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Now let's take our left hand to our right knee, introducing a twist. Right hand behind you on the chair. I want you to think about a tall posture here. And then as we exhale, twist and look over the shoulder. Let's hold here for 8 rounds of breath. Noticing the muscles resist as you first move into this pose. Just continue to breathe deeply. Let them relax. One more breath. Let's slowly unwind, coming back to our starting position. Beautiful. This time, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you on the chair, sitting tall. Exhale and look over the shoulder. 8 rounds of breath. One more breath here. Beautiful. Let's slowly unwind, coming forward. Now let's just take our arms overhead and we're going to grab one wrist with the opposite wrist and just do a tiny side bend. Let's come back to center. Let's change and do a side bend in the other direction. Back to center, change again, side bend. And back to center, change again, and side bend. And coming back to center, let's lower down. Let's grab the chair with both hands, picking up one foot, rolling your ankle in one direction, taking a look at your foot and make sure that that's a nice circular movement you're making with the foot. Changing directions now, rolling the other way, still checking to make sure that's a circular movement. Working on flexibility and mobility and pointing the toe for 2, flexing the foot, pointing the toe, flexing the foot, pointing, flexing, pointing, flexing. Let's set that foot down, picking up the other foot. And once again, check and make sure that's a nice circular movement. If it's not, this is something you can work on anytime you're watching TV, sitting at the table or at your desk. Let's roll the other way. It's important to make sure that we stay limber and have good mobility. And let's change now to that point for 2 and flex, point, flex, point, flex. Let's do one more. Point and flex. Beautiful. Now we're going to do some warrior poses today. So we're going to turn in this direction. We're going to have our glute on the front corner of the chair. Our knee is bent 90 degrees and our foot is nice and flat on the floor. You can hold on to the back of the chair for now. So there's going to be 2 options for your leg. You can have your knee bent and just be supporting your weight with your toe, or you can extend your leg out, have your toe on a diagonal. Now just sometimes this bothers people in their hip area. So if this bothers you, please refer to the knee bend balancing on your toe position. So I like to do the kickstand position. So we're going to square our hips to the wall over that bent knee. We're going to bring our hands overhead, interlace the fingers, look through the pointer fingers to the ceiling. We're going to stay here for 6 rounds of breath. This is modified warrior 1. One more breath here. Slowly allow the hands to come down to that bent knee. Now we're going to circle our arms wide in both directions. You notice we are opening our body towards the width of our chair. So I want you to really reach strongly in both directions, but I want you looking over the fingers, of your bent knee. So looking over those fingers nice and strong with the arms. This is warrior two. We're going to add some breath and movement with the arms to this pose. So on your next inhale, let's bring the palms up overhead, looking at the hands. And as we exhale, back to warrior two, looking over the bent knee. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, back to warrior two, looking over the fingers of the bent knee. Beautiful. Now we're going to turn this into peaceful warrior. So that palm is going to flip upwards and your other hand is going to touch your supporting leg. That palm now comes directly overhead. Look through the fingers. 6 breaths, looking to the ceiling, peaceful warrior. One more breath. Let's come back to that strong warrior two, looking over the fingers. Now we're going to turn this into extended side angle. So we're going to bend the elbow to the knee and that palm's going to shine up and the opposite hand is going to come up and over. I want you to look under your armpit towards the wall directly ahead of you. 6 breaths, extended side angle. One more breath here. Let's come back to that nice strong warrior two. And slowly allow the hands to come down to your legs. We're going to change sides. So now we're going to pivot onto the other side of the chair. So again, the glute is on the corner of the chair. The knees bent 90 degrees, the foot is nice and flat. You can hold on to the back of the chair for now. 2 options with that supporting leg. So knee bent balancing on your toe or kickstand leg with your toe on a diagonal. Let's square our hips to the wall in front of us. Bring our arms overhead, interlace the fingers, look through the fingers, 6 breaths, modified warrior one. One more breath. Allow the hands to come down to the front knee. Just going to bring that toe forward a little tiny bit if you have kickstand legs. Now we're circling the arms wide in both directions, opening our body to the width of the seat of our chair. But I want you to look over the hands as you're reaching strongly. Look over the hand, the same arm as your bent knee. This is warrior two. Let's add breath and movement with the arms. Inhale, palms together as we look up. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, back to that strong warrior two, looking over the fingers above the bent knee. Beautiful. Now turning this into peaceful warrior, so that palm will flip upwards. The other hand will touch your supporting leg. That palm comes directly overhead, looking through the fingers to the ceiling. 6 breaths in peaceful warrior. One more breath here. Let's come back to that strong warrior two, looking through the fingers at the wall. Turning this now into extended side angle, so bring that elbow down to the knee, palm shines up. Opposite arm comes up and over, look under the armpit at the wall directly ahead. 6 breaths in extended side angle. One more breath here. Let's come back into that strong warrior two one last time. Allow the hands to come down to the legs and let's slowly pivot on our chair back to our starting position, the legs at 90 degrees. Now we're going to take the heels to the edge of the mat, toes slightly off the mat. Still have a nice bend at the knees. Thinking about a tall posture here. We're now going to bring our arms into cactus. This is goddess pose, but we're going to add to goddess. So we're going to draw our elbows, our forearms, our wrists, the palms of our hands, and the fingers together in front of the body. And I want you to really squeeze here. Squeeze from the elbows to the fingertips, feeling the nice engagement in the chest muscles. Squeezing here. One more breath. Now let's come into neutral for a moment. Now we're going to be drawing our shoulder blades closer together behind us, kind of alleviating some of that tightness that we have from all the forward hunching we have looking at our phones or computers. So let's bring those elbows slightly behind us and feel those shoulder blades draw towards each other. Notice if there's tightness here for you. One more breath. Let's come into neutral. Now once again, let's squeeze everything in front. Really engage from elbows all the way to the fingertips. Squeezing here, feeling the chest muscles engage. Let's add a little pulse. One more pulse. Hold. Let's come into neutral. Now this is the last time, drawing those elbows slightly behind you, feeling those shoulder blades coming towards each other. Noticing any tightness in the upper back or shoulders. One more breath. Let's come into neutral and allow the hands to come down. Let's bring our feet back so we have that 90-degree bend at the knees and toes are pointing forward once again. Let's just do a little stretch here. Let's support under the elbow. Draw one arm across the front of the body, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Now we're going to take that hand, take it high, touch down to the shoulder, support under the elbow, so the elbow's close to the head and pointed upward. If you'd like a little more in the stretch, you can grab the elbow and bring the hand right between the shoulder blades. All of us have a different range of motion, so please do whatever feels comfortable in this pose. One more breath. We're going to slowly release and change sides, drawing the arm across the body, relaxing the shoulder, just support just under the elbow. One more breath. Now let's take that hand high. Once again, touch down to the shoulder, support under the elbow, elbows close to the head, pointed up, or your other option is to grab that elbow and bring the hand right between the shoulder blades. Breathing deeply. One more breath here. Beautiful, and let's slowly release down. Roll the shoulders to the back of the room. Rolling them forward. And let's add a roll of the wrists in one direction. And changing directions. And now we're going to move into star fingers. So I want you to imagine it almost looks like a bear claw. So we're spreading the fingers wide apart. We're engaging all of the muscles in the fingers and the palms of our hands. Really feeling these muscles engage. Relax the hand now. Imagine you're grabbing a really fat jump rope. We're skipping forward, so we're rotating those hands forward. Just at the wrist, trying not to move the arms too much. So really keeping that rotation in the wrist if you can. One more rotation, back to those star fingers or bear claws. Really engage all the muscles in the fingers and palms of the hands. One more breath, relax. Grab that fat jump rope once more, this time skipping backwards. So rotating the wrists now towards the body. Again, try to focus the movement in just the wrists instead of using the entire arm. One more rotation. Last time, star fingers. Beautiful. Let's relax the hands for a moment. Let's take the pinky finger and touch it with the thumb. And we're going to move that thumb and touch each finger up and down the hand. Beautiful. Now as we get to the pinky finger, let's change. We're going to have the thumb touch the base of the pinky finger and then the base of each finger up and down the hand. So moving up and down the hand in this format, just working on a little dexterity in the thumb. Let's do one more. And let's just shake it out. Good job. Let's grab the chair with one hand and bring the other hand up and over into a nice side bend. I want you to really feel the side of the body engage here. We're going to take that hand and we're going to swoop it in front and grab the chair and bring the other hand up and over into a side bend. The hand overhead swoops in front, grabs the chair. We change sides, side bend once again. Swoop and grab the chair, side bend in the other direction. Swoop and side bend. Let's do one more in each direction. Swoop and side bend. And swoop and side bend. Beautiful, sitting nice and tall here. All right, let's extend the legs out slightly. We still have a bend at the knee. So we're gonna work on stretching the entire back side of the body from the hamstrings all the way up to our shoulders. We're gonna take our hands and we're gonna slowly bring them down our legs. And as we do this, we're reaching for the ankles. And we're thinking about relaxing all the muscles in the back of our body at the same time. Now, if reaching your ankles isn't available to you, you can always stop with your elbows at your knees and have your palms shining towards each other and just hold the position here. So starting with our hands high on our thighs, we're going to slowly, very slowly come down the leg as we relax our low back. Relax your mid back. Relax your upper back. As your hands get closer to the ankles, grab onto the ankles as relax the upper back and relax the shoulders. Holding onto the ankles here, relaxing the shoulders and relaxing your neck. Now focusing on allowing the crown of your head to shine towards the earth as you continue relaxing forward into this pose. Feeling gravity pull you just a little deeper towards your mat. And noticing the sensation of the stretch starting in the upper back of the leg and the hamstrings, moving into your glutes, up your back to your shoulders and your neck. We're going to stay here for 10 rounds of breath, just breathing deeply. Just notice what's going on in your body as we're in this forward fold. Notice your breath. One more breath here. We're going to slowly allow our hands to glide up to our knees. Pausing here. Beautiful. Let's bring our feet back into that 90-degree bend, keeping the hands on our legs. Sitting nice and tall in your chair, rolling the shoulders to the back 3 times. And then closing your eyes, sitting nice and tall, imagining the crown of the head rising towards the ceiling. Bringing the awareness to the crown of the head. Let's do one more scan of our body from the crown of our head down to our toes. Just notice the sensations in your body after this practice and how you're feeling. But please notice without any self-judgment. Every day in yoga will be different. Completing the scan of your body and bringing your awareness once again to your breath, noticing that you're still breathing deeply. Let's bring our hands together at heart center for a moment. I'd like to thank all of you for sharing your energy in this practice today. It's so important to spend time daily on self-care. We have such busy lives. A little bit of self-care goes a very long way. Bring your awareness again to your breath. Thank yourself today for taking the time for self-care. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste. So thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I hope to see you again in another practice. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed so you won't miss any of those new releases. And tell your friends about this channel if you think that they would benefit from doing some of these classes. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again next time.